Hello, candidates. MELS 605 folks. Dr. Palermo with the week 6 instructional video. Trying to keep them commercial length so that you can focus on the work. This week, week 6, February 21st to 27th, I'm out visiting some interns, which kind of has me behind on my reading, but I have enjoyed your stuff. In particular, I was going back and finishing up some of my answers to your questions about Achieve. So I hope that you see that when I finally do respond in your discussion posts, I hope to give you quality feedback and actually answer some of your questions. Really good questions about how to supervise others. Hersey and Blanchard, our two texts, move ahead this week with situational leadership. I know that some folks have different editions of Hersey and chapters may be different, but the content is pretty much the same, I think, in subsequent editions of the Hersey text. Situational leadership is at the heart of Hersey's model about how to diagnose, inquire, be flexible, how to lead others. This is the scientific approach with this little, this is situational leadership. The big idea that I asked you to focus on here is performance readiness. If you are a parent and have tried to potty train a child before they were ready, maybe you have an inkling where this chapter is going. Again, a whole lot of situational leadership boils down to ability and willingness. If teachers aren't able to do what we ask them to do, then it's going to be difficult. And to be a little more specific about our challenges, it's not potty training, folks, though you might think so. But I had PLTs at my middle school, but we really weren't examining data. How was I going to get this group that met together very nicely, collaborated really well, how was I going to get them to examine data and dig deeper into the children's performance and how to improve it? So that's sort of gives you an idea where chapter 7 in Hersey is going. And chapter 10 continues the Glickman stuff on the continuum. You know, you're being really active and directive with people at the one end of the continuum. At the other end of the continuum is the non-directive approaches, listening and clarifying, encouraging and reflecting. When you have a high-performing teacher, you don't want to tell them what to do. You don't want to dictate. You want to listen to them and encourage them and guide them as they are becoming leaders and teaching others. So that's sort of the idea here in Glickman is to, Martha is a high-performing teacher, and you're going to encourage her as a non-directive supervisor. That doesn't always mean just turning the question around and saying, what would you like to do, Martha? There's more to it than that. Also this week, I am not, you should be loading a SciAP-F in Blackboard for your peers to evaluate. Now, my interpretation of the SciAP-F, if you need some actual input on this document, many of you have already completed it and done it, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing and collaborating with others in the peer review process prior to loading these documents in the task stream. Can you see my little hand scrawled drawing? When I was a principal, we took our school improvement plan and we turned it into a one-page graphic so that I could put it up in every classroom and everybody should know every day of every week what our 3 goals were in student achievement and culture and parent involvement, I think was the other one. And we turned it into a house diagram to be cute because it had a foundation of stakeholders and overarching goals that we were going toward, the district and the state goals. So I turned our school improvement plan into a graphic that resembled a house. You don't have to be that cute, but post a graphic organizer that tells the story of your school improvement plan, SciAP, and well, So, some of you already have a one-page diagram. I know in Wake County schools, a one-pager was a requirement that you turned in your school improvement plan, but also had to graphically describe it in an easy, short document for parents to grasp. So that's the idea with the SciAP-F. And please get those loaded for peers to review. I think that's the big rocks here. Again, you're supposed to be completing your all of your evidences. The SciAP-F should be the last one, so that after you've done peer reviews with that, you should get those loaded into TaskStream, put together with the other artifacts. And I'll say something more about the competencies and where and how you should be loading that stuff into TaskStream as well. So we're getting down to the end, 605ers, and keep up with your book work and the dialogues, the discussions, please. But make sure that you get your TaskStream stuff in as well. That's all for this infomercial. See you next week.